Hello, my name is Brooke Razzo, and today I will be talking to you about the process improvement project that I have created for Target Corporations. I have been a loyal customer to Target for many years, and there's been some instances where I go to the store or I'm online and I'm shopping, and the product that I'm shopping for is out of stock. This is definitely an issue that many retail stores have had, and I plan to try to improve this out of stock issue that Target is having with this plan that I've created. My proposed solution for this issue is to eliminate products that are in less demand and make more of the products that are in more demand. This will help Target's inventory and will also allow Target to store more of the popular products in store and in their warehouses. So, how do we go about doing this? To successfully carry out this plan, Target needs to enhance the use of technology and adopt an item-level radio frequency identification system by implanting RFID chips in all of their products. RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification System. So RFID, they are chips that carry data and can be accessed via radio signals. So these chips can store the price of the item, serial number, where the product was last shipped from, if it's a perishable item, when it will expire, etc. And these chips can also record information such as purchase records. So these chips will be able to keep track of all the products and collect data in regards to which products are more in demand than others. And then once Target has this information, they can take the products that are in less demand off the shelves and then produce more of those products that are in demand. So then in turn, items will not necessarily go out of stock. They'll always be in stock. So when creating this project, I did realize that stakeholders have a big say in, if the project is successful or if it fails. Stakeholders are vital in any organization, especially if you're trying to develop a project. And then stakeholders also have so much power that, you need to constantly keep their interest. So when I was developing this project, I did have to perform a stakeholders analysis in order to help me to identify which stakeholders I needed to monitor more than others. So the people with high power and low interest are the people who I decided that I needed to monitor the most. High power, low interest people need the most convincing because it's not that they don't necessarily have faith or they don't, like your project. It could also be that they're busy people and they have a lot of stuff on their plate and they just haven't gotten around to listen to your project. It is also important to make sure that the people with high interest and high power are involved and on board and monitored. Because just because they are high interest doesn't mean that they can all of a sudden not be interested. There could be another project that maybe they have more interest in and they might lose interest in your project. So you have to constantly be monitoring them as well. So after performing a stakeholders analysis, I was able to see the certain people that I needed to monitor the most and which ones I still monitored but didn't pay attention as much to. So Brian Cornell is Target's CEO. He is one with high power and probably the highest power and but low interest. It's not, again, that he doesn't like the project. It's mainly because he hasn't heard about my pitch about the project yet. So He just has a lot of stuff on his plate, and he's really busy. So I know that once he hears this pitch, he'll be on board. John Mulligan is Target's COO. He is a person with high interest and high power. I have already explained this project to him, and he's definitely behind it all the way. Kat Mason is a local Target store manager. She is also someone that's behind this project. She has high interest and high power. Not as high as the other two men that I mentioned, but also has a lot of influence within stores and among her employees. Speaking of employees, Vanessa Martinez and Sean Wayne are Target employees, and though they don't have that much power, they do have a lot of interest, and it is important to keep them monitored as well because, words travel through corporations. So, if my employees don't like this process or this plan, that bad advice or the words can travel and potentially get up to Brian Cornell, and he could red flag my project. So this project will go from October 3rd, 2016 all the way to October 27th, 2017. On October 3rd, from October 3rd to October 24th, the plan is to pick out the type of RFID tags we want to use. Some tags hold more data than others, and some tags also stay on 24 hours compared to some tags that don't. So it is important to pick out the right tag and also for the right product. October 25th through December 23rd will be the process of sorting through products and deciding where to put the tags, and sorting through products and deciding where to put them is very important because sometimes products vary in all sorts of shapes. So maybe if I put a tag in one area, I won't get as good as radio signals as putting it in another area. So it is definitely important. December 23rd to December 27th is our holiday break. December 28th through February 24th, we will categorize products in the RFID system. For example, if you have a pair of women's track shorts, they will be initially categorized under women apparel and then subcategorized under women's athletic apparel. So categorizing products helps for more specified results and then helps keep the inventory organized. February 27th through April 28th is the training period for employees and managers. It's super important for employees and managers to become more familiar with this technology system because they're the ones that are going to be using it firsthand. May 1st through July 28th will be observing the purchase patterns of consumers. This is an important span of time because we'll be collecting this data, trying to see if what we are even doing is going to work, and it is about almost 3 months worth of time because it's pretty much the less time to get the most data that we could and formulate some sort of result. July 31st through August 11th will be the data analyzation period. So we'll have some specialists come in and get the results and try to put them all together. So on August 14th through October 27th, we'll have these results and we'll know what products were sold the most and what products were not sold as much, and then we'll be able to, through this period of time, we'll be removing low demand products from shelves and then producing more of the in-demand products. This whole process will take about a year and some days to complete because Target will have to go through all of their inventory and try to manipulate it. And implanting the RFID tags and removing products, will take up a lot of time because there's, again, so much inventory that Target has. To assure that my project is understood and followed correctly, my communication plan has to be on point. Communication plans will help me win the interest of stakeholders. It will help me keep my managers and employees in the know, and it will also help the whole project stay on track. So in the timeline that you just saw, there are 7 stages that this project will go through in order to be fully completed. Before each stage starts, there will be a meeting initiated by the leading managers of the project. And this meeting is supposed to be a discussion where managers can casually talk to their employees and inform them of what's going on, and have the employees ask questions on, the process that is to come. Because it is important that everybody understands what's going on. Because if one step is messed up or it's taken out, then the whole process could potentially be ruined. So this meeting is more of a laid-back kind of atmosphere, and rather than a manager barking down orders, because we want people to feel comfortable around each other. Also in this meeting, they will be talking about the structured schedule that will be for the whole span of the stage. So this schedule has to be performed and to a T. So it's kind of bringing together both informal and formal channels of communication, and the informal way being the discussion or the meeting being very laid back, and then talking about the formal way of communication, which is the planned, structured schedule. And having both informal and formal ways of communication will help ease the working atmosphere initially, and then also keep everyone on track and in line. Next, included in my communication plan are the qualitative and quantitative tools, and those tools will be qualitative-wise, will be holding focus groups, interviews, and viewing market research. And for the qualitative tool, I plan to use historical time series. By using these tools, I will be able to compare data to the data I collect from the RFID tags. For example, I can look back on Target's purchase history before we were using the RFID tags, and then I can compare that data to the data that was collected after using the RFID tags, and then I can see how fast we were able to collect this data, how accurate it was, and just to really see if this RFID system is going to work for us. So at the end of each stage, and after all the products that are unpopular are taken off the shelves, and all the products that are in demand are put onto shelves, shoppers such as myself will be able to shop without the fear of their products being out of stock. And this item level radio frequency identification system will help Target produce more of in-demand items and hopefully keep customers happy. So I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. I hope that you get on board, because I know that it will help Target's out of stock issues. Thank you.